in this lesson we'll work on the cover image. So where it says here, learn coding on Zemba, if you inspect that element, that corresponds to the image area and image text section. That section at the end of this video is gonna look like this. So let's get started. Let's worry first about the image area and then look into the image text. So I'm gonna select the image area, and there are a few things that I'm gonna add in here. So there will be a background image, and then we have to specify the URL of that image. The URL of that image will be, if you go up to the folder of this particular lesson, you'll be inside of images, and there will be one that's called background.png. So that's the image that we want. So in here we're gonna type in images/background, because it's the images folder, .png. So let's save that, refresh the page, and the image is being loaded, but we're only seeing the very top of it. If you look at the entire image, it has that blue on the top, so that's exactly what we're looking at here. So there are a few things that we need to change. We want this image to have also a big padding, so that there's a big separation from the content to both top and bottom. So let's give this the corresponding padding. Padding on the top is 200, and the padding on the bottom is also 200. So, okay, so we've got 200 pixels of the image, but as you can see, image is actually huge. So I did that on purpose because I wanted to show you this option that we're gonna use. We want the image to occupy to occupy the space, but also we want the image to be centered, so that at least we are gonna be somewhere in the middle. We are gonna be in the middle, both horizontally and vertically. So for that, we need to use a property. I'm going to put it here next to the other image property called background position. So I'm going to specify center and center. That's for vertical and horizontal. So, all right. So we are now at least more in the center. There's something else missing, which is how we actually size this image, because it's too big the way it is. Well, ideally you would have images that are sort of the right size that you're going to display, but there's this option as well that we can use. And besides, you're not sure what the exact size is going to be anyway, because different screens might have different sizes. So you want to have, there's an option that gives you this ability to scale the image, and that is the option called cover, which makes sure to use all of the space. So if you look at the image, we don't see the entire image, but we are seeing at least all of the vertical area of the image. It is scaling to fit in the space. So that would be everything for the image itself. If there was no image, or if the image was loading and your page was shown before the image is loading, maybe we don't want to have that white background. Maybe we want to have a black background instead. So you can also specify background color, which only matters when the image is not there. All right, so now in regards to the text itself, there are a few things that we need to define. That text has its own class, so we can easily select that and start applying some rules. So what rules would you like to have? We need to have that the text alignment is centered. Also, the background color of the text of the area is black, and the text color is white. This is what it's meant to look like. So this is getting us closer and closer. A few things that we need to specify in here. The size of the font is actually bigger than what you're seeing now. It's 2.5 times the base font size. So that's more like it. There's also a maximum width of the text and also properties on the margin and padding that we want to add. So let's add those as well. There's a maximum width, which means that the text will not be larger than this size of 1020 pixels. So that if the screen is too big, it's just not going to be more than that. But that whole area also needs to be centered. Remember, we are centering the text, but we also need to center the container of the text. So to center the container of the text, we're going to use margin, and we don't want to change the margin on the top and bottom. We'll just say to 0 pixels. But on left and right, we say to automatic, so that it looks centered. Also, let's give it a padding of on the sides, so that the text is never on the very edge of the container. So the text is never on the very limit. It will be 16 pixels. Okay. So now, as you can see, we get it's looking the way it should look. Basically, it has a maximum width, which means that it can have a smaller width, but it can't have more than 1020 pixels of width. That container is centered, and we've got everything right in regards to the font and to the other properties. So now you have your cover area ready, and we need to continue now with the areas below.